Hi everybody, and welcome to week number 5. That's right, we're halfway done, moving into the last half of class. One of the things I do is put a midterm kind of a checkpoint or a pulse, if you will, of the where your grades are at. So it just takes what we've graded to date and kind of gives you a sense of how you've been doing on the assignments and that type of thing, all the way up to this point in class. One thing I want to quickly point out that what we have graded so far and what we have in our possession is 290 points out of 1,000. So we're not even a third of the way through. So bottom line is we have lots of opportunity to make up points if and get to the grade that we want to get to. So nobody panic, nobody get crazy, just kind of knuckle down and say, what do I need to do to finish strong in the last half of class? If you have any questions about where you sit on grades and that kind of thing, let me know. If you haven't been doing as well as you wished you would have, let me know. We'll try to find ways to help you be successful and, again, finish strong. All right, with that in mind, we're looking at what's coming up in the next week, which is week number 5, and it's really just all about 2 other topics that are not directly related to the 4 Ps, or not one of the 4 Ps, I should say, but certainly influence them in a big way, and the types of decisions that we make. And so we're going to talk about the subject of brands, and then we're also going to talk about the subject of new product development and how we do make that work, which is kind of interesting because you might be saying, it's like, well, isn't that what we've been working on in the plan so far, and shouldn't we have talked about this before? It kind of fits in here because we're going to talk about how some of the elements fit in the things we've already been working on. So it'll give you an idea, and it also gives you an idea of an approach to it, as opposed to the specifics of what we need to do to get it done. So, a couple of comments on the work that we've been doing so far. I strongly encourage you to do research, solid research, and cite it within your entries, whether it be a discussion post, reply, or more importantly, into your milestones. Make sure you're citing concepts and ideas from the class in your work. Again, that's one of the major objectives of the work that we do produce and do, is to show that we understand what has been presented in the class content so far. So don't hesitate to reach out with it if you have any questions about anything like that. Certainly let me know. So we're going to look at some brands and how they apply to what we do, and what a brand is and brand strategies. And then I want you to watch a video called 10 Most Common Branding Strategies, which you're going to utilize. Again, you're going to pick something that kind of sticks with you a little bit and use that as the source for your discussion post topic this week, which are due, your original posts are due at 11:59 on the Thursday, which they're assigned. So in this case, November 14th. So watch through the video and decide which one is kind of connects with you most. Don't watch that video, though, however, before you watch the micro lectures, because I think they will help you frame what's actually being presented in the 10 Most Common Branding Strategies video. So, and then you want to reply to 2 of your classmates' responses by next Sunday, 11:59. One thing I want to point out is in your responses, it doesn't say specifically, like what you should address. However, know that you should be referencing the class topics and the class ideas that have been presented in that particular week, and don't hesitate to cite them in your responses, because it shows that you really understand what we're trying to learn about in relationship to the topic, okay? If you have any questions about that or you're unclear what I mean, I'd be happy to kind of give you some examples and point it out to you. All right, so then the second topic we're going to talk about this week is the new product development. We talked about that a little bit so far. We talked about it, how important it is to bring products to the marketplace quickly. So, you have to reconcile all what's being presented here with that idea that all along, and looking towards the future, we're going to be looking for ways to get products to the market as quickly as possible. So the first thing we're talking about is new product development approaches. Then we're going to talk about the launch of new products, which is kind of gives you a rough idea of what's involved in the launch. We're going to talk about a concept that was developed years ago called the product life cycle and how it affects how you manage a product throughout its life cycle. We're going to talk about a model called the diffusion of innovation, which is how products are adopted into the marketplace. And then we're going to talk about specific types of growth strategies, which I think is a really important topic because anytime you develop a new product plan and you think about how it fits in within the company, you got to make sure you mesh with the growth strategies of the firm, which are not all the same. It really is very circumstantial, depends on where the firm's at. Firm's growth strategy approach should change over time, and there's no question about it. So you have to make sure you're mesh with what's required of the firm, what the firm's requiring of new business development opportunities. So that's all what's being covered this week. And no micro lecture. So take the time. No milestones. So take the opportunity to revise your first 2 milestones based on the feedback I gave you. I strongly suggest, if you're not clear about what I mean by the feedback that I give, if you're not clear exactly what I'm talking about, don't hesitate to reach out before you start reworking anything. The good news is this is almost like a resubmission of a paper, if you will, in that you have the chance to revise it because you're going to be using your milestones in your final project plan submission at the end of class. So take the opportunity to update, revise, and make sure you're reflecting the changes that I'm suggesting to you in that. And if you're not clear about what I'm suggesting to do, don't hesitate to reach out to me and seek clarification. Okay, so best of luck this week. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you.